Hi all, welcome to my new little vlog here. Right, now I'm just going to finish off this waistcoat now. I put my edge tape on, which I use for the lining. I've put some herringbone stitches in. This is pure wool canvas we use in the trade. And now I'm just putting my beautiful wool matte black lining on. I've cut the facings out. As I said before, all my facings and linings are cut from the template. I use this as my template to cut the linings and facings out. And if you want to learn the real bespoke way, then you can come on my courses, which I do in-house. I think later this year I will be doing some online courses. I'll launch on bespoke tailoring, waistcoats and trousers. So look out for that. So I'm putting the facing on now, onto the front, onto the actual waistcoat itself. All the pockets are in. I've hand stitched it, hand felled it and stab stitched within the welt pocket as well. That's all in now. So the next thing we're going to do now is we're going to put our facings on to our front. Now, a little tip of the day for some of you: should always leave some ease, not inlay. You need to put some ease, so you can see this is longer than the front of this face, and I've cut it. I always cut my face a little bit longer to allow the ease. Where the top button's going to go, just below that, you need to have a little bit of ease, because the last thing you want to do when you put the facing in, you do not want a tight facing. I'll get my other waistcoat I've made and I'll show you what I mean. Right, so I've got my other waistcoat I made. Actually, this will be for sale. I'm just going to put the buttonholes in by hand and put the buttons on. It'll be finished. So this will be for sale when my boutique opens. I think hopefully next month. Yeah, it'll be when it's open. So for all the guys that want a unique waistcoat, you can come and buy it. So you can see I've put a beautiful cotton. This is actually made from cotton, and it actually feels like silk. It's beautiful. I don't use polyester, so polyester is banned in my shop. Any polyester, please throw it away, because it's terrible fabric to work with and it's banned. It pollutes our Mother Earth. Anyway, I don't want to get into the politics of all that. So this will be for sale at my new boutique, but I want to just explain something here, which is on my waistcoat here. So I like to explain the hows and whys, and I'll do this in all my courses, so you'll get to a professional level in no time at all. So when we making anything, whether a jacket, waistcoat or whatever, it's got facings in, the facing should always have a little bit of ease in. This has actually got ease in. It's been shrunk out with an iron, but it's got ease in. It's not tight, because if you don't put ease into your facing, your front's going to pull. It's going to look terrible. You won't be able to get it out, so you're always going to have ease in. Okay, so always remember that. So you can see now I've made this face a little bit longer than the front, so this will allow me to put ease in here. So I'm going to show you how I do this. So you put the ease on the waistcoat. It's just where the top button is, but just below the top button to where the bottom button is going to be here. There's about 6 buttons on this waistcoat, which is kind of standard anyway. So you don't go mad, you just put a little bit of ease in. So I'm just going to just put a little, as you can see, I'm just going to just put a little bit of ease in to get the edges together. And just going to just put a little bit of ease in as I go along. You see? It's not much, but it does help. You don't go crazy and put a lot, you can't shrink it out. This is wool, so this can shrink out very easily. And any natural fibres, it will be able to shrink out quite easily, but wool especially, that's what, this is pure wool here, it's tweed wool. It's Yorkshire tweed. So you can see now I'm putting just a little bit of ease as I go along. That will ensure that when this is stitched in and turned over, it will not be tight, and you'll get a clean front. Okay, so the tricks of the trade. So this is another short tip of the day for you here. So you can see that here. I'm just putting a little bit of ease in. I'm just basting this down, what we call holding stitches or whatever you want to call it. People call it tacking. In the trade we call it basting. We baste things. It's like when you're ironing, you don't iron things, you press your garments. Anyway, so here we go. So I'm just coming down to the top button now. So I'm just putting a fraction bit of ease in there. And there we have it. And that's it. So I'll carry on with that in a minute. You can see I've got some ease in here. You can see, and that'll be shrunk out afterwards with the iron. You'll see. So there's a little short tip of the day for you, everyone. So I'm just going to carry on with this now, and I'll get back to you as I progress finishing this waistcoat off. So, ciao for now.